Learners Discipline Manual. This manual outlines the rules and guidelines for student conduct within the school campus. It aims to establish a conducive learning environment for all. Minor offenses. Absenteeism. Unauthorized absence from classes disrupts the learning process and hinders academic progress. Cutting classes. Leaving class without permission shows disregard for the schedule and classroom environment. Tardiness. Arriving late to class disturbs the flow of instruction and demonstrates a lack of respect for time. Maintaining a clean campus. Littering. Disposing of waste improperly is disrespectful to the school community and detracts from the learning environment. This includes plastic cups, bottles, candy wrappers, or any other waste materials. Designated waste bins. Proper waste disposal practices involve using designated trash bins located throughout the school campus.
Respecting class time. Loitering students should not engage in non-academic activities during class time, such as socializing or playing games. Staying inside the school. Students should remain on the school campus during scheduled class hours unless there is a valid reason for leaving. Classroom focus. The school environment prioritizes academics and provides a space for students to focus on their studies. Responsible use of electronic devices. Prohibited devices. Cellular phones, iPods, laser lights, PSPs, and other electronic gadgets are generally not permitted during class hours or on school grounds. Educational use. Limited use of electronic devices for educational purposes may be allowed with teacher supervision and approval. Appropriate behavior. Unruly behavior. Disruptive or inappropriate behavior in the classroom or on school grounds will not be tolerated. Consequences. Students who engage in disruptive behavior will be subject to disciplinary action. Respect for others. A respectful environment is essential for learning and should be maintained by all students. Respect for language. Profanities/swear words. These are considered inappropriate and offensive language, demonstrating disrespect for others and the school community. Consequences. Using such language can result in disciplinary action and potentially impact academic standing. Personal appearance guidelines. Hair coloring. Students are generally not allowed to dye their hair, as this can distract from the learning environment and create a sense of inconsistency. Piercing. Piercings, such as tongue, nose, lips, and ears, are typically restricted, as they can pose safety concerns or be considered distracting for other students. Multiple piercings. Girls with multiple piercings in their ears may be required to adhere to specific guidelines depending on the school's policies. Disciplinary escalation process for minor offenses. First offense. Parents are called for a conference to address the issue and find a solution. Second offense. The student undergoes counseling with their parents and is suspended for 1 day. Third offense. The student receives further counseling with their parents and is suspended for 2 days, as this is considered a less grave offense. Less grave offenses. These offenses are considered less serious than the more grave offenses, but they still disrupt the school environment and can have negative consequences for students. Smoking on school premises. Health risks. Secondhand smoke can be harmful to students, teachers, and staff, increasing the risk of respiratory problems and other health issues. Fire hazards. Smoking on school grounds poses a fire hazard, especially if cigarette butts are not disposed of properly. Gambling. Financial risks. Students who gamble may risk losing money, which could lead to financial problems and even debt. Addiction. Gambling can be addictive, and students may find it difficult to control their urges to gamble, even if it's causing problems in their lives. Alcohol and intoxicants. Health consequences. Alcohol consumption can lead to various health problems, including liver damage, heart disease, and addiction. Impaired judgment. Alcohol and other intoxicants can impair judgment, leading to poor decision-making and risky behaviors. Extortion. Demand for money. Extortion involves using threats or force to obtain money or valuables from another person. Fear and anxiety. Victims of extortion may experience fear, anxiety, and distress due to the threats they receive. Fighting and injury. Physical harm. Fighting can result in physical injuries, ranging from minor scrapes to serious injuries. Emotional distress. Victims of violence may experience emotional distress, such as anxiety, fear, and depression. Disruption of classes. Distraction. Disruptive behavior prevents students from learning effectively and can hinder the teacher's ability to teach. Loss of time. When classes are disrupted, valuable time is lost, which can impact the overall curriculum and learning process. Pornographic materials. Violation of school policy. Schools have strict policies prohibiting the possession, distribution, and viewing of pornographic materials on school property. Potential harm. Exposure to pornography can be harmful to students' mental health and well-being, especially if it involves explicit content that is inappropriate for their age. Selling stolen goods in school. Serious offense. This behavior disrupts school order and can cause harm to others. It demonstrates a disregard for school rules and the property of others. Impact on others. It can lead to feelings of insecurity and distrust among students, damaging the overall school community. Prevention. Open communication and clear expectations regarding respect for property can help prevent this issue. Tampering of school ID. Disrespect for authority. Tampering with IDs undermines the school's identification system and disrespects the authority of the school administration. Security concerns. Alterations can make it difficult to identify students accurately, potentially leading to security breaches. Consequences for first offense. Counseling. A meeting with parents and a school counselor to discuss the incident and its implications. Suspension. A 2-day suspension from school to reflect on the actions and their consequences. Repercussions. A formal record of the offense is documented in the student's file. Consequences for second offense. Counseling. Extended counseling sessions with parents and a school counselor to address the underlying issues. Suspension. A 3-day suspension from school to emphasize the seriousness of the repeated offense. Community service. Possible assignment of community service tasks to instill responsibility and empathy. Importance of counseling. Understanding the roots. Counseling sessions help students understand the root causes of their behavior and develop coping strategies. Developing skills. Counselors can teach students conflict resolution skills, decision-making strategies, and strategies for responsible behavior. Support system. Parents and counselors work together to provide a supportive environment for the student to make positive changes. Grave offenses in school. Grave offenses are serious infractions that can lead to severe consequences. These actions disrupt the learning environment and pose a threat to the safety and well-being of the school community. Cheating and dishonesty. Forms of cheating. Cheating can take many forms, including plagiarism, copying from others, using unauthorized materials, and fabricating information. Impact on learning. Cheating undermines the integrity of the learning process and prevents students from developing their true abilities. It also creates an unfair advantage over honest students. Stealing. Theft of property. Stealing can involve taking anything from another person without their consent, including personal belongings, school supplies, and even money. Violation of trust. Stealing violates trust and creates a sense of insecurity and fear within the school community. Discourtesy to school officials. Verbal abuse. Discourtesy can involve using offensive language, making inappropriate remarks, or engaging in disrespectful behavior towards school officials. Physical actions. Physical actions such as catcalling, gesturing inappropriately, or disrupting school events are also considered forms of discourtesy.
Assaulting school authorities. Physical violence. Assaulting school authorities involves any physical act intended to harm or intimidate a teacher, administrator, or other school official. Serious consequences. Assaulting school authorities is a serious crime that can lead to criminal charges, including arrest and imprisonment. Safety concerns. Assaulting school authorities creates a dangerous environment for students and staff, making it difficult for school officials to maintain order and safety.
Vandalism of school property. Writing on walls, damaging desks, destroying chairs, stealing books, breaking windows, tampering with equipment, carrying deadly weapons. Safety risk. Carrying weapons in school creates a serious safety risk for students, staff, and visitors. Disruption. The presence of weapons disrupts the learning environment and creates a sense of fear and anxiety. Legal implications. Carrying weapons in school is a serious crime that can lead to arrest and expulsion. Inciting others to crime. Influence. Inciting others to crime involves encouraging or persuading someone to commit a criminal act. Responsibility. Those who incite others to crime can be held accountable for the actions of those they influenced. Consequences. Consequences for inciting others to crime can range from suspension to expulsion and even criminal charges. Hazing in any form or manner. Physical abuse. Includes acts of violence, injury, or forced physical activity. Emotional abuse. Involves humiliation, intimidation, and psychological manipulation. Hazing rituals can include forced consumption of alcohol or drugs, or any activity that endangers or humiliates a student. Sexual abuse, immorality, and illicit relationships. Sexual abuse includes any unwanted sexual contact, assault, or exploitation. Immorality refers to actions that are contrary to accepted standards of morality and decency. Illicit relationships involves inappropriate romantic or sexual relationships between students, faculty, or staff. Preventing or threatening school authorities. Disrupting classes. Interfering with the educational process, preventing others from learning. Harassment. Verbal, physical, or emotional abuse directed at teachers or staff. Threats. Any action that instills fear or danger, including verbal or written threats. Disobedience. Refusal to follow school rules and regulations. Disrespecting authority. Forging or tampering with school records. Falsification. Altering or creating fake documents to deceive school officials. Tampering. Modifying existing records without authorization. Altering grades or attendance. Unauthorized access. Accessing school records without permission. Violating privacy and confidentiality. Patronizing suspected prostitution, gambling, and pornographic places. Prostitution. The act of exchanging sex for money or other forms of compensation. Gambling. Involves risking money or other valuables on the outcome of an event or game. Pornographic places. Establishments that distribute or exhibit sexually explicit materials. Joining fraternities, sororities, and gangs. Fraternities and sororities. Organizations that often engage in hazing, alcohol abuse, and other risky behaviors. Gangs. Criminal organizations that engage in violence, drug dealing, and other illegal activities. School safety. These organizations pose a threat to the safety and well-being of students and the school community. Consequences for grave offense. For a first offense, the student will receive counseling with their parents and a 5-day suspension. For a second offense, the student will be referred to their parents for further disciplinary action. School discipline is vital for maintaining order and fostering a positive learning environment. Open communication, clear expectations, and appropriate consequences are crucial for ensuring a safe and respectful school experience for all.